Parable of the Tar Pit. Imagine yourself, along with many other human beings, in a tar pit covered with tar, dirty from head to foot, unable to move quickly from place to place because the tar is so thick. As you plod from place to place, you become so used to this condition, and year after year your life is lived in this fashion along with the others. Like the gravity of the planet, the encumbrance of the tar is simply accepted, a fact of life for all. This is your imagined state. Suddenly but quietly, you are offered a gift from God. It's a magic tool that cleans your body and keeps it clean even while you're in the tar. Like an energy field, it actually repels the tar as you walk through it. You accept the gift and the work that must go with it, and you begin to learn how to use it. Slowly, you change. To others, you're beginning to stand out, for you're different, fresh and clean, while they're moving around you still in the dark tar. You begin to realize how you've co-created this for yourself. But you also realize that it was a very personal gift, so you say nothing. Now, do you think that others around you will ignore you as you walk freely without the tar touching you or encumbering your feet? They will watch the tar touch your body and never soil you. What do you think will happen? Watch. They are about to change. The first thing that will happen is that wherever you walk, there will be space, for they will clear the way for you. The second thing that will happen is they will ask you how such a thing's possible. And when they find the magic tool from God, each of them will begin using it for themselves, and more humans will also be clean, each person creating for him or herself personally, just as you did for yourself. As you silently continue your life over a period of time, look at what's happening to those around you. More than half of them will be clean and unencumbered by the tar. Stop and think about what really happened. You have not evangelized your gift or asked any of these people to change for you, and yet they changed anyway. This is how the result of just the one creates for the many. We tell you, dear ones, that when you change yourself, it is the beginning of change all around you. Humans cannot be still when they see peace and love emanating from you. It's disarming and loving all at the same time. Like a magnet among other magnets, your new polarity will eventually have an effect on the alignment of everyone around you, and your existence will never be the same. Author's postscript. Take a look at this short parable, which contains some of the clearest answers about the workings of New Age energy on the planet. In this parable, Kryon has humans in a tar pit, covered with tar, dirty from head to foot, unable to move quickly from place to place because the tar is so thick. This is how we are in normal life in the old energy, chained by old karmic lessons and walking the best we can as we carry it all around with us. Kryon then offers 5 words that are part of his cosmic humor. He says, this is your imagined state. This is Kryon's way of reminding us all that the Earth experience is not reality and that our duality is a phantom. The real universe is what we experience when we're not here. In the parable, the magic tools from God are the new energy gifts that Kryon speaks about. Suddenly, as you receive the gifts, the tar no longer sticks to you and you walk around unencumbered and clean. This is a strong reference to how the New Age energy affects you. You are no longer held to karmic contracts, and you can move forward on the planet towards a marriage with your higher self and eventual ascension, graduate, status. Kryon also casually mentions that we have co-created this magic tool. Well, wait a minute. I thought the magic tool was from God, you might say. Again, Kryon wants us to remember that he calls us pieces of God, walking the earth in lesson. In other words, we represent the wholeness and love of God. Next, he has us walking around in this state without the tar touching us, indicating that not only has our old karma been dispersed, but so too the karmic ties with those who had the opportunity to interact with ours. This, of course, is the object of the parable, to show how our decisions create changes on a larger scale than just for us in our own little worlds. Kryon goes on to describe what happens to those around us. This is a really important concept, for it addresses New Age energy and gifts from God. Will we lose our mates, our kids, our jobs, and so on if we take on the New Age energy gifts? Will we be outcasts? Listen to what the parable says. Do you think others around you will ignore you as you walk freely without the tar touching you or encumbering your feet? The first thing is that everyone will notice you're different, but instead of casting you out, the opposite potential exists. Others will look at how you're living and respond. Some will want the same thing and ask what happened to you. Some will just be glad you changed. As far as mates and kids, they will see the changes in you first, and they will wonder what has taken place to make you suddenly such a great balanced person. When you're balanced spiritually, physically, and mentally, a wonderful thing happens. Everyone wants to be your friend. People recognize the specialness of who you are, and they're not threatened by you in any way. Can you see how this attitude would enhance a job, a marriage, a friendship, or even a generation gap, and not destroy it? The only ones you will offend are those who are angry at you for having changed. And believe me, those are the ones you don't want around you anyway. When it's all said and done, even though you might be the only one who decides to accept the new energy ways, dozens around you will be affected by your choice. This is part of the way God uses individual choices by humans to create energy that will benefit many. Perhaps you can see the dynamics of this concept and truly understand how an individual decision for enlightenment is far more important than it appears.